All right, guys. Hey, welcome back. It is November 8th here. Hopefully you all had a great Halloween last week. And I am back in my office here. And this week we're going to cover a really cool new tool that's available to you guys. And I'm going to go through it today. It's a little bit tricky, so I wanted to cover how we use it and all that. And I see Anthony has been popping off and on here. There's another Anthony, Anthony Gary. He's our Facebook expert. So I think he's going to kind of hop in here at the end and kind of give his wrap on it too, because he does a lot of Facebook stuff. Now, this tool is not only for Facebook. In the ACT program, we do a thing in the very beginning called identifying our most profitable segment of the market. And this tool works for that as well. So this will show you, if a market is viable, if it has enough people in it. It doesn't give you all the details, but it will tell you if markets exist. Because that's one of the big things in identifying a profitable market is the market big enough? I've seen a lot of people that hop in and they start creating business ideas around a market that doesn't exist. And that doesn't work. One of the things you've got to have in a profitable market is you've got to have a market big enough to support your sales goals. So this tool will hopefully help with that. And also in Facebook, if you're running any kind of Facebook ads, if you're doing Facebook targeting, this tool will really help you, because if you notice inside Facebook when you're creating your audiences, Facebook only shows you about 25 audiences. They give you some details, you can break it down a little deeper, but they don't really open up their whole database. And that's what this tool will do. It'll unlock the entire thing for you, so you can see at a glance if these markets are big enough to go after. So anyway, I want to get into that. I want to share the screen and start talking about how to use the tool. And we'll use it for both methods, actually for Facebook and looking at if the audiences are big enough. So what I wanted to do is, if I'm going to give you guys a demo on this thing, I wanted to be a useful demo for some of our apprentice members. So I'm going to run searches based on their projects and just kind of show you how to do this. Now, one thing about this tool is, see, it says enter a broad interest to explore. If you put things in here that are too detailed, you won't come up with anything. It'll come up blank. So I'll show you some instances of that. But let me start with Gary. Gary is he's in the apprentice program, and he's doing a thing where he has a software that does video emailing. So it's a video email software. And one of the things he's looking for is people that are after sales. So when I put sales in here, or actually let's put in sales training, because we identified sales trainers would be a really good market for him. But when we put this in and hit explore, let's see, it's going to do its thing here. Let's see. Now, it's interesting. Yesterday, it didn't come up with anything for sales training. So, oh, I guess it didn't here either. Let me try that again. Sales training. That's weird. It's shortening it now to sales. So maybe they just did an update on this and I wasn't aware of it. But anyway, they've parsed this down to just sales, because probably sales training didn't show up like it did yesterday when I was looking at this. So under sales, this is going to have all kinds of stuff that's not relevant, and that's okay. But we're going to hunt through the list, and we're going to see like timeshare, Salesforce, not interested in that. These audiences, this is the number of people in the audience. So we've got real estate sales, again, not really relevant to what we're doing here. Sales outsourcing. You can see as you go down the list, this audience gets bigger. So what I've found is about halfway down the list is typically where we find the sweet spot in here. Secret sales, originally I thought that would be pretty cool because I was thinking sell secrets, but then I realized by doing a little research, secret sales are actually a thing, and it doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing here. Notice over here, you've got the Google and the Facebook icons. If you click on Google, what it'll do, it'll open a Google window and it will run this particular search so you can see what it's related to. And that's how I discovered that secret sales were not sales secrets. It's this thing that they do in sales. So anyway, let's just keep on going down the line here. Now, sales engineering, that's a really good keyword for Gary. People that are trying to engineer their sales process could use his product, because his product is an email marketing video email sales tool. So that would be a good audience. So when you click on that, that's going to add it to our list up above. So I just went ahead and clicked on that. Sales operations, possibly. So I'll click on that one. Let's see here. The further down you go on the list, the bigger the audience gets. So let's see, sales management, possibly, but probably not. Direct marketing. This is a great one. Now it didn't come up with a sale in the tag here, but direct marketing is related to sales. And that would be a good keyword for him. Anybody that's doing direct marketing, email is probably their thing. And direct selling, same thing. So you see, I'm clicking on these and then they turn light blue. It's actually adding them up above as well. Okay, so, and you see there's a lot of these that have nothing to do with what we're looking for. It's kind of like an Easter egg hunt, but you can see this is a much bigger Easter egg hunt than what you get in the Facebook tool when you're trying to create an audience. Okay, so we're at the end of the list here. So going back up, let's take a look at what we selected here. Direct selling, that's got a 12 million audience. So that tells me from the ACT point of view, there's a lot of people interested in direct marketing. That's a viable market. If I've got a product that serves that niche, that market's huge. So there's plenty of people. Obviously, you want to segment those people out, get down to the nitty-gritty. Same thing with direct marketing here. But going all the way back up to the top here, you see each one that I clicked on, it's adding them in here into the selection. And then you can copy that or you can export it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run another search here for selling. We did sales before, so I'm going to run selling now. And sometimes the bigger the list, the longer it takes. So 85 of them here related to selling. Let's see, I'm just going to scroll down here. A lot of irrelevant stuff here. Direct selling news. So these are people that are actively looking for news dealing with direct selling. So that's probably a good audience for him. Let's see, direct selling association, 72,000 people. So that's probably a good one as well. Notice the ones that we already checked off, they're already marked in blue, so we know they're already in part of our list. Unique selling proposition, probably not for this campaign, but that's a cool one for a lot of you guys that are selling marketing stuff. 222,000 people in that audience. Okay, let's see. Direct selling. This is another duplicate of that, so we don't need that one. It's already in there. And then you can see down at the bottom, when these things start getting real generic, like sales in general, that's 864 million people. So that's probably a little too generic for us. Let's go back and rerun for direct selling. Okay, so we got 33. Direct selling news we already have. Direct selling association we already have. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Direct marketing we already have. So it's cool that it actually shows you you've already got the stuff so you don't wind up duplicating them. And then let's see another one. Let's just try email because his thing is based on email. Okay, so there's 83 in the email segment here. And again, this is a process. It's kind of like keyword research. So, you know, you're going to spend some time in here playing with us, putting different keywords in there. Looks like everything that we would want we've already got in here about email already. Email just in general, 391 million, that's probably a little too broad. So I think we're probably good with what we've got here. So I can go ahead and I can export this to CSV. And what it does, it just puts it into an Excel spreadsheet. So in opening it up, we've got our interest group, and then we've got our audience sizes here. So in Facebook now, you can take these interest groups and you can target those to send your ads to them. If you're looking at, you know, creating a market and verifying your market, you can look at the audience size based on the keywords here. So that's an easy way to see what your market is. All right, so let me go ahead and clear this selection, and I'm going to do another one here. Do this one for Donna. She has a product that does red light healing for animals, horses, dogs, when they tear their ACL, and it actually fixes them up without surgery. So I'm going to put vet in here. I'm just going to see what comes up with vet. Vet being short for veterinarian. Okay, so emergency vets, that might be a good one. It's a small audience, but that might be a good one because people that have a problem with their animal, they're in that emergency state. So they might be looking for alternatives to surgery. So that might be a good one for her. Let's see here. Vets for pets, that's probably not going to work for us. Vet tech, that might be interesting to look at. Okay, and that's about all I see under vet. Now vet tech, I said that might be interesting to us. We can go over to Google. When we click on the Google button here, it opens up Google with that search. So we can kind of do some research here and see what that's related to. So vet technician. So if you're a vet tech, this instrument that she sells might be of interest to you. So I would say that's probably still a good thing. If you go over to the Facebook icon, what it does, it opens Facebook and it runs vet tech to see what kind of groups are involved here. So you can see all the different groups. Now you could target any of these groups individually as well. So this just gives you a really fast way to access this information by using this tool. So I'm going to go back up here. We've added those two keywords. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to do veterinarian. We'll do the whole thing, not the abbreviation, and we'll see what we get here. So we got a little more. We got 101 of them now based on veterinarian. So I'm going to go down the list here and see what we got. And again, it's really interesting what comes up. These, I don't know how Wind Talkers relates to veterinarians, but you get a lot of weird stuff in this when you're hunting through the back end of Facebook. There's a thousand, well, actually there's millions of groups and audiences back there, and you don't have access to any of this through the Facebook ad tool. So it's interesting what you can find in here. Let's see here. All right, so I didn't really come up with anything under veterinarian that we didn't get out of vet. So I'm just going to go back and try another search. I'm going to go for animal. Let's see what we get with animal. Okay, so in animal, it's taken a while because that's a generic term, and it's going to come back with a bunch. So don't worry that it takes a while. If it does, you'll see this little thing that says, you know, a web page is slowing down your browser. Just go ahead and click wait for it, because it doesn't realize this thing's, it's actually working in the background to dig everything up for you. So you might see that a couple of times. Yeah, there it is again. So we're going to wait. We're just going to wait it out and let it do its thing. And I know from running the search before, animal comes up with a whole bunch. So it might take a minute here for it to do its thing. I recall it was about 800 it's going to come up with there. All right, we need the, there we go, 540 on this round. Okay, so I'm looking through here, and again, animal is very generic, so we're going to be really picky about what we go for here. And again, we're trying to find a target market that would appeal to people with hurt animals that are looking for alternative solutions for their health. So that's kind of what we're hunting for here. And like dog lovers, here's an example. Dog lovers, anybody could be a dog lover. That doesn't mean that you're going to spend money on your dog. Dog lovers, that's just, it's way too generic. It's not a commercially viable keyword. I'll give you an example of one. Let me scroll down through here, and again, there's a ton of these in here. So I'm looking for something where people are going to spend money on their pets, and it doesn't, like Alpo, that's cheap dog food. That's not who we're looking for here. Let's see, animal cruelty, that's not what we're after. Animal defense. Okay, here's a great one, dog bakery. Now, if you're going to a bakery for your dog, you're spending some money on that animal. So you're going to be much more apt to spend money to buy, you know, a machine to keep your dog healthy. So I'm going to go ahead and click that one off. And again, that's 268,000 people are willing to go to a dog bakery. So that's a big difference between I love dogs and you're going to a dog bakery for your dog. You know, you're going to spend some money there. So again, that's what we're looking for here, is keywords that are commercially viable that show that this is a profitable marketplace. Let's see here. There's another one in here. Like look at this one. I love dogs. People following Wendy Diamond, who's probably a dog advocate. 500,000 people, but again, that's just I love dogs. Everybody loves their dog. Doesn't mean they're going to spend a bunch of money on it. These are not like the people that are going to the bakery, the doggy bakery. Big difference there. And then another thing, you know, I showed you the Alpo. There was the Alpo one. There's another one down here, animal nutrition. Now, that's very different. When you're concerned about nutrition, you're not just there to buy the cheapest dog food. You actually care and you've got the money to be concerned with your dog's nutrition. That's a very different market. So that's the kind of thing, you know, that we're looking for in here. You know, the difference between dog lover and dog nutrition is the ability to pay. You know, it's like if we were selling, I've used this analogy before, if we were selling lobsters on Skid Row, yeah, people would love to have a lobster, but they don't have the ability to pay. And it's the same thing. These keywords kind of allude to their ability to pay and their willingness to pay. So again, that's something you want to keep in mind, you know, when you're doing this kind of research. You're not looking necessarily for huge numbers. You're looking for the viable ones, the viable targets. So again, I'm not going to go through the entire list here. We'll go back up to the top. And this is a big one. So anyway, this has got emergency vets, dog bakery, vet tech, animal nutrition. That's a lot to target. If you notice the number in there, that's an awful lot to target. So let me just open that one up. We'll save that one because I'm going to send these to our apprentices so they can actually use these. So again, animal nutrition, this is in thousands. So emergency vets had 2,000. This one's got 268,000 of the dog bakery. That's a pretty big market of people that are willing to spend money on a bakery for their dog. You know, vet techs, animal nutrition, same thing. So let's go back. We'll clear the selection here and go on to another one. Now, not everything shows up. Like if you put certain gurus' names in here, they don't always show up. But what I did, I put, I was doing some research for myself and I put Frank Kern in here. And when I ran Frank, I was really surprised who showed up and the numbers. Like Ed Dale, this guy is huge in internet marketing and he's in Australia. So I'm surprised that he's got such a small audience of people on Facebook. And same thing with Mike Filsame. He's pretty big in the internet marketing space, so I'm surprised he's that low. Trey Smith, this is actually Frank's nephew. He's got 131,000 followers. Eben Pagan, another big marketer, follower. So these would be actual people that it would make sense for me to target specifically in the internet marketing space. These are all people that attract newbie marketers, people that want to do search engine optimization, people that want to do conversion, people that want to do marketing funnels. So for me, this would be good. The other thing that I was kind of surprised was with Frank Kern. He's one of the biggest in there. He's got one of the largest followings, but that was my thought. He has 444,000. That's pretty good. But if you look at Brendan Bouchard, he's got 2.4 million. He's done a lot more marketing online to build this audience than Frank has. And then when I see Amy Porterfield, I'm not familiar with Amy. I didn't know who she was, but I go over here, I click on the Google search, and it's going to tell me. It's going to tell me exactly who she is, online marketing expert with a following of 2.4 million people. Is that a good target for me? Is that a good audience for me to reach out to? Absolutely. So again, the tool gives you right here, it gives you the, the thing to go over and see that in Google. It also gives you in Facebook. We can pull Facebook up and we can see there she is with 282,000 likes on this product or service, whatever this is. There's a whole bunch of these related to her with a lot of people following and liking and all that stuff. So again, is that a good market for me to target? People that follow her, people that like her? Absolutely. So this can be kind of an eye-opener. This is a great experience here to learn when you're in the research and the analysis portion of the ACT program. This is a fantastic tool. It's really easy to use. You just simply plug in the keyword and start exploring. And it will come back with a lot of stuff. Like for me, to find out Amy Porterfield, never heard of her. And yet she's a massive force in the market that I play in. And again, I've never heard of her. So how valuable is that? That's really valuable for me to know that. I'm thinking Frank Kern's a big target with 500,000. Well, she's 5 times that. So again, when you're running ads in Facebook, it's about running the ads no one else is running. There's probably nobody targeting her. Everybody's targeting Frank because he's the known name. So that's something to think about. Let me do one here for Melody. She does speaking, and one of the keywords that I thought would be good for her would be Toastmasters, because that has to do with public speaking. And again, you guys, if you're thinking about questions with this, get your questions ready, because after I wrap this up, we're going to take questions in here. And let's see what we got here under Toastmasters. A bunch of stuff that is completely irrelevant. So far, nothing that looks like anything worthwhile. Nothing in the higher numbers here. That's interesting. It shortened it down to toast. Not sure why it's doing that. Let me try actually typing it all the way in here. Okay, I guess there's a problem with their drop down. So if you want to do the whole search, put the whole word in here. That's why it wasn't coming back with anything. So when you run Toastmasters, now I get National Speakers Bureau. That would be a really good one for her to target, the National Speakers Bureau, people that are liking that, people in that audience. Mark Victor Hansen. Apparently he's got a big audience in the Toastmaster field. Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy. Toastmaster itself, 156,000 people in Toastmasters. Not sure how Infusionsoft got in there, but that might be an interesting connection. People that are following Infusionsoft, their audience, obviously those are business owners. Obviously, those are people looking to grow their business. That might be a target audience to create a big idea around. So if you created a big idea that was related to the Infusionsoft market and specifically marketed to them inside Facebook, that could be a winning marketing campaign. Here is Toastmaster International. There's Brendan Bouchard coming up again. He's obviously in the speaker space. Motivational speaking, so public speaking, 11 million people interested in public speaking. So again, big audience, a really good target there. So I'm just going to check some of these off. Coaching, 66 million people with coaching. I would probably run that if you were in the coaching space. That's too generic. I would probably run that as another search and see what kind of keywords related to the coaching to do that. So I'm just going to check off a few of these. Infusionsoft, Toastmaster, and the Speakers Bureau. And again, I'm just going to export that for her while we're here. And then we can move on. So clear the search. Let's see, who else? Michelle Calloway. She is doing augmented reality. So let's see. So we'll put augmented reality in there. That was another thing I found with this search box that's kind of weird. If you copy something out of here and you paste it in, it wouldn't come back with any results. You have to actually type in the bar. And I don't know if that's a bug with the software or if that's going to be fixed or whatever, but just know that you should just type out whatever you want in the box instead of using the shortcuts. And then always also check here where it's saying exploring interest. Make sure that your keyword is in there, that it didn't shorten it, so you know what you're looking at here. So I don't see anything in the lower, the lower ranges here. Doesn't mean it's not there. There it is, augmented reality, 8 million people. I would not have guessed that. I would have never thought that it would have been that big. Virtual reality now, there's a lot of buzz about that one, 36 million in that one. But that's not really related. She's more in the augmented space. So I'm going to click that one. And then she's also, it has to do with video marketing. So I'm going to put that in here as well. Video marketing. Let's see what we get for that. Okay, 11, social video marketing. That could pertain. Video advertising and viral marketing. So those would all be specific to her. So again, I just want to save these real quick. Okay, clear that out. And I got one more to do here, or actually two more. Mary Sue, I think you were on here. Let's do one for you. Let's try adrenal and see what we get. See what kind of audiences we get here. Adrenal insufficiency, 34,000 people. Is that a good audience for you to target? I think so. So that's for adrenal. Let's try thyroid. Okay. American Thyroid Association might be a good one for you. Stop the Thyroid Madness, 176,000 people. So that's a couple of very good audiences that may be very interested. Here's British Thyroid Foundation. Here is Mary J. Shaman, Thyroid Advocate. That might work. Let me try that keyword. Thyroid Advocate. Let's see if that brings. Okay, too specific. Didn't find anything. Let's try supplement.
Try spelling it right.
Ah, did I not spell it right? Okay.
You missed a Y.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Somebody needs to watch out for me. All right, we got it right there. Thyroid Advocate. Let's try that again. All right. Thank you, Rustin. That fixed that up. So there's Mary J again, Gina, Andrea, Mary Shawman again with 77,000 there, 82,000 there. So again, you might want to take a look. Here's one that we didn't think of, pituitary gland. Again, very relevant, I believe, for what you're doing. And if you want to look these people up, you know, like let's say you want to see what she's all about, just click the Google button and you can do research on her. Thyroid patient advocate. So somebody like that, that's a really good target to go out. These, you know, this tool is really, really awesome for digging up stuff you probably never would find inside of Facebook. You know, yeah, you can go and you can do this research inside Facebook, but you'll see what you get when you know, if you go in there, you're going to see just thousands of little tiny groups. It won't give you the whole size overall of the interest. So when you go in to create an ad and you target the interest, you're going to be targeting all of them. So again, really, really cool. I'm going to export that, and then I'm going to do one more for Jay. And what Jay does, he does NLP practitioning. He's got a business practice where he helps people use NLP to solve their problems. He's not teaching them NLP. He's actually using it like to help them stop smoking, lose weight, deal with drug addictions, things like that, things of that nature. So basically, these come down to behavioral. So let's see what we get with behavioral. And again, sometimes this takes a little while, 26 of them. So Association for Behavioral Analysis. Here's one. These are really specific. Behavioral neuroscience, 197,000. People that understand behavioral neuroscience would be very interested in what he's got to offer. Behavior change for public health, possibly. Let's see, applied behavior analysis, behavioral addiction, behavioral modification. Let's see, clinical psychology, possibly, because people that are looking for psychology to fix this stuff, the NLP is proven to work way faster on that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've got a few. Let me try another one here. And let me just try stop smoking. Let's see if there's anything for that. Okay. Interesting. Nothing for stop smoking under that selection. So let's just try smoking. Let's just make it a little more generic and see what happens. And this is one of the things about this tool that I want you guys to understand. Sometimes when you go too specific, you'll miss out. Sometimes you have to do really generic keywords in here. That's why it says here, enter a broad interest to explore. So now you get no smoking. No smoking. No smoking doesn't mean stop smoking, though. So quit smoking. That's a great one. Let's see. That's about a movie. Let's see. Really interesting. Some of the stuff that that comes back is related here. Lung cancer awareness, possibly, but I'm not gonna click it off here. But anyway, so there's not a lot of stuff here about people that are looking to stop smoking on Facebook, which is kind of surprising. Let's try weight loss. Okay. Weight loss, the novel, weight loss, fitness and wellness, weight loss with a new lifestyle diet. So we've got some drop away weight loss, extreme weight loss. So any of these related to diets and weight loss could be a potential target also. People that are in Weight Watchers, 17 million, almost 18 million. I know for a fact from some exit polls and things of Weight Watchers community that they've not gotten the results that they wanted. So he could create a big idea around Weight Watchers not working and create an ad campaign targeted against them and go right to those people. So all those people that have been in there not getting the results they want, that would be a good big idea. So this thing generates not only audiences and viable markets, it also is a big idea generator. Figuring out, where's a big audience of people that might have a certain belief system that we could come in and create an ad campaign around. So really, really cool stuff. And then one more here. Let's run substance abuse. Let's see what we get for that. Okay. Adult children of alcoholics. We've got the quit smoking there. Substance abuse prevention, 103,000 people. Now, this would be something where you would run an ad campaign around the prevention, because these people, and what I know, we've got several clients in this space, in the abuse space. And what happens is the person that is in the addiction, they're not looking for help. It's their loved ones that are looking for the help. So you need to target the marketing campaigns to them. You need to find out where they're hanging out, what they're searching for. So again, it's really identifying who is your market. Your market may not be the people that are in the trouble. It might be the people that want to help them. So it might be like grandma, it might be mom, it might be a concerned friend. Who knows? But that's something you want to go for, looking for. Here's one: dual diagnosis. If you're aware of that term, you're aware of the problem and you're looking for a solution more than likely. Recovery approach, behavioral addiction. We've already got that one. So again, this is kind of the way that you go about this, and you might hunt for really obscure things in your search, trying to make this all happen. So anyway, let me go ahead and stop the share here for a minute and go over to the chat. Looks like you guys are asking questions here. Okay. Let's see, got it. How about video email? Yes, Gary, I did that one. I don't know if you saw the video email, but I think I hit that one. If not, we can always add to it there. Russ says Amy Porterfield is big in Facebook marketing. Yeah, obviously I get that. I had never heard of her, so it does not mean anything. I live in a very small little world here. Okay, let's look up. Yeah, okay, Gary's saying Brian Tracy would be good for him. Sandler, Zig Ziglar. Yeah, those are, if you know sales trainers. Here's another thing that you could potentially do. If you're looking for sales training, people that are following sales trainers, go to Google type in sales trainer and get the list of the top 100 sales trainers, then bring their names back and plug them in individually into this tool and see if they show up, see what shows up related to them. Ted says, how about psychographics? Yeah, there's a ton of these things, and you guys are all welcome to play with this because I'm giving you access. Everyone in our membership gets access to this tool for free. So this is something, I bought a white label version of this so I can give it to you guys. So anybody that wants it, I have to just create an account for you and I can give you free access to it. So if you put in a help ticket in the support system, just tell me, give me access to the Audience Explorer or Interest Explorer, either one, I'll know what you're talking about. And I can create an account for you. So all of you get access to this. It's an awesome tool, and I'm sure it will help you. That's why I did that. That's why I bought that version so I could give it to you guys. Okay, Russ says, what would be the next step after you export the list? The list, basically, the reason that you're exporting the list is to be able to take that over to Facebook and input that in to create audiences. So inside Facebook, you're going to be using that to create your audiences. So that's basically what we're, as far as the Facebook side of things, that's what we're using it for. But do understand that this tool is a lot more than just for creating Facebook audiences. It's to make you aware. It's a research tool. It's part of our analysis process, and it's probably more effective than any of the stuff in the training that I've talked about in analysis. This is a really cool way to explore markets, figure out, who are the big players in the market, who could I target their audiences, and what big ideas could I create out of this? Because the more you know about the market, the more effective you'll be at advertising to it, the more effective you'll be at converting. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. All right, so any more questions? If you guys have questions, if you don't want to come out, you can type them in the chat box, or you can feel free to unmute and come out if you've got a question about this. Let's see, Gwen says, be consistent on Facebook or any other social media platform that you're working with. Yeah, so you could also do this type of research in YouTube as well. You can go and you can run searches in YouTube. You can see, what videos are coming back, how many people are following them, what size of audiences are there as well. Okay. Tosh says he's waiting for login details. All right. Anybody that has not got that yet, just go ahead and put a support ticket in, and I will see that you get access to that. I'm going to create a login for you, and it will get emailed to you. So that'll get emailed to your email address that you've got in your membership. All right, anybody else here? Questions about that? Or if we're done with that, we can go ahead and open it up to anything else related to marketing, ACT, SEO, whatever you guys need help with. All right, go ahead if you got questions.
Well,
Jack.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Ted.
I was just wondering, where is support? Because I don't have a login or anything.
Oh, gotcha. If you go, if you just go onto the Internet Dominator's site, there's a new help desk, and you can go in and you can put a support ticket in the help desk. So that's the easiest way to get to it. There's
I couldn't log into it.
Okay, you might have to create an account because it's run through, the help desk is run through the new Kartra system. So it wants to have an account for you. You might have to just create an account there. Or the other way you can create an account is just by opting into any of my new Kartra opt-in boxes. Like on the home page at the top, if you sign up for the Elvis shift, that'll automatically put you in the Kartra database. And the other thing too that I wanted to tell you guys, I know some of you, like Cheryl there, for instance, is in the old membership and she wants to move into the new one. So if you guys want to do that, all I have to do is just cancel your old membership and have you sign up for the new one that's in Kartra, and you'll get access to all the new stuff that's in there. There's a bunch of new software tools that I've put in there. This is one of them. There's also a really cool one for interactive video. If you guys want to create an interactive video, that's going to be another training I'm going to do here in the next couple of weeks. Probably won't do it next week, but maybe the following week. And it's interactive video. We call it our automated sales attendant. And it will allow you to actually create a segmented video. It is like one of the coolest things I've seen yet. So, you know, you can open up a video, the video can ask a couple questions, and then it puts the buttons to answer the question right in the video. They click the button and then they go to the next segment of the video, which is exactly what they're looking for. Like I use the example of real estate. You know, are you here to buy a house or to sell your house? And you click the button. You know, if you're there to buy a house, then the next video says, awesome, we have a great inventory. Let me get a little more information so I can make sure that you get exactly what you want. You know, are you a single mom trying to, you know, get a really affordable roof over your head? Are you a growing family, or are you a bachelor? Because that's a very different conversation for those three different angles. And if you can have one video that addresses your entire market, that's what I'm talking about. It's an interactive video presentation to deliver your sales message. So no longer will you miss out with people not being engaged with your video because you're not talking to them. This will allow you to talk to everyone. It's really, really cool. And again, it's another one that I bought, you know, the exclusive license to software so I could give it to you guys. You know, it's not an upsell. I'm giving it to you guys. It's an awesome tool for exactly what we're doing. And again, that is also in the Kartra side membership. So all of you that recently signed up and you're in the new system, you should see all of that under the bonus section. Anybody that's in the old membership and the A member, you know, you guys that have been with me for years, I'm trying to move you across into the new system so you get access to all the new cool stuff. And so if you're in the old system, let me know, and I will get you a link where you can move your membership over into the new one without having to pay any of the upfront fees that you had to pay to get into the program. So I can get that taken care of for anybody that's in that situation. I know a lot of you we've already got moved over. I know Gwen, we've got you moved to the new system. I think Cheryl, I think you're canceled your membership in the old one, so you can go ahead and reactivate and get in. And anybody else in that situation, just let me know. I'm happy to help you transition in because I want you guys to get all the new stuff. I'm going to get really active here, you know, in the next few months, putting all the new, you know, new trainings, new programs. I've purchased a boatload of software over the last few months, looking at all the new stuff coming out on the market, weeding through it, and anything. A lot of times the software developers now have available, if you contact them, they have available either white label versions of it where you can sell it yourself or you can give it away, or you can buy bulk licenses. And that's what I'm doing for all the members. When I find something really cool, I will do that if it's useful for you guys so you can have it and not have to go out and pay for that stuff. So another benefit of our community. I know most of the guys that run things like this, they're looking at everything they can find to sell you so they can make another buck. And that's not me. I'm looking for stuff that will actually help you. And that's, you know, that's why you're here. So, all right. So anything else here?
Hey, John.
Yeah, go ahead, Russ. How's
Good.
it going?
Good. How you doing?
Awesome.
Tool looks cool. Tool looks cool.
Yeah, yeah. For you, I would run keywords like sunscreen and sun cancer, stuff like that, and see what comes up.
Yeah, I started playing with it. I came up with some good ideas. I was just trying to figure out the next steps, and you explained to put the interest in the interest section for Facebook and just target the audiences that way.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So I have a different question for you.
Okay.
As you know, I work with another company, and in this company we have in the technology business, and we just were awarded a patent on a technology device. I was wondering your advice on creating a press release to spread that word out specifically to the technology community. Is there any tools that you would recommend for press releases, or how would you do that?
Yeah. I don't know, like as far as distribution, I don't know of any that are specific to the tech industry, but the one that I would recommend if any of you guys are trying to do a press release, I would go to PR Reach. And there's a link in there in our resource section. There's a link to them. And what they do, they don't write the press release for you. You have to write your own press release. But what they do, they take your press release as it's written, and they will have a newscaster read it in, and they do a video of it. So they turn it into a video press release. And then when they syndicate your release, they put the video embed right in the press release. So it's really cool. The other big benefit to that is you're getting a video of, it looks like you're on the news because the video's in a newsroom, and it looks like a newscaster that's reading your press release. And it's really cool for you to have the ability to write that script. They will literally say anything about you that you want said. That's pretty powerful. I mean, imagine being able to manipulate the news and have a newscaster say anything you want right off their lips. And that's what this gives you the ability to do. So for a couple $100, it's really inexpensive, for that kind of publicity. And that video, you get the video as well. So you could take the video, you could put it on your website, you could take it, you could put it in YouTube, you can use it for video marketing. You could even run it as a Facebook ad. As far as that goes, you could use it for anything in your promotion. Plus, it's getting syndicated out, and it's all one price. It's one fee to do the whole thing. Most companies, for that price, all you're getting is a video syndication, or not even a video syndication. You get a press release syndication with no video. So these guys, I love them. Rob Burns runs it. I've known Rob since he was an old school SEO guy, elbow to elbow with me back in the days when we were getting dirty in the trenches. He gave up. He fled the SEO field. It was too violent for him. And he went into press release syndication. And he came up with PR Reach. And I mean, I loved it. It was love at first sight because, to get a video done like that would cost you several $100s from anywhere. And here, for less than that, they're doing the video and the press release submission for you. So it's a really good deal. It's a good value. And to have that video that's saying, whatever you want said about you, that's pretty awesome.
Okay.
So I would definitely recommend that. That would be a great service for you.
Yeah, I was thinking of LinkedIn also. A lot of LinkedIn groups are following us, so I think that would be another good one. And probably Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You talking about posting the video out to them?
Well, just posting that we have a press release and here's what it's all about.
Oh, yeah.
But then, with the video on top of that would be even stronger.
Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. I've done several of them. Every time I release something new, I'll go over and get one done for myself. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Another thing I wanted to let you guys know about, I know a lot of you are using our first version Rainmaker tool. And it's kind of hit its end of life cycle. And we have been developing for the last year a new version of it that actually works on the mobile devices. And the reason it's hit the end of life cycle is over the last few years, mobile has been coming up and desktop has been going down for most industries. So when Google's artificial intelligence is, that's what's running the algorithms now. It's their artificial intelligence. And it's learning what a good user experience is. And it's very, very smart at this point. It's been collecting data since 2006 about user interaction. And it knows what percentage of the world is searching through mobile phones. And we didn't have any of that in Rainmaker 1. It was just a desktop application, and it was Windows only. So it kind of hit the point where it was no longer being as effective as it was in the beginning. In the beginning, it was just crazy good. If you were using it the way we showed you how to use it, everybody was getting great results with it. But as I said, over time, that's kind of degraded. And we are in the process right now of releasing version 2. I'm working with different developers on it. It is a phenomenal program. I've put it on use on one of my sites. And just in the last week, it's taken every keyword I gave it and it's pushed it to number 1. Everyone within a week. I'm not saying that it's a magic bullet. It's not, I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression. But this thing works really, really good. It's like going back to the good old days with the Rainmaker 1. And what it's doing, we've looked at what the artificial intelligence does, and we have just taken it a step further. I mean, we're ahead of what they're doing. What Google is doing is it's looking to figure out when someone runs a search, what's their intent? What are they really looking for, and did they get it? So when somebody runs a search and they scroll the first page and they click on the second page, that sends Google a signal, hey, they didn't find what they wanted on the first page. Google thinks they've done a poor job. So that's what the tool does. It will scroll through till it finds your site. So let's say you put in a keyword, and this did not work in the first version. You had to have a keyword in there that was going to be ranked up on the first or second page for it to work. With the new tool and the way the algorithm is, let's say you put in a keyword you don't rank for. You put in a more generic term. It's going to search through like 10 pages of Google. When it doesn't find it, it's going to go back and it's going to revise the search and it's going to add your brand to it. Now it's going to find you and it's going to click on it. So what it's doing, it's telling Google, it's training Google that when somebody searches this keyword, they want you. So it's going to push your site up through the rank like we've never had before. So that's what the new one is doing. It's training Google's algorithm on what is important. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it on the market. I don't anticipate anything being like it on the market. I mean, we've been doing the Rainmaker 1 for 4 years and nobody's replicated what we did. So with this one is going to be tenfold more powerful than that. And we're looking at releasing it. We did not go very big on the first one, just because we wanted to keep a lid on it. We wanted to keep it under the hood. This one is so much better and so much less detectable. We're going to go a lot broader on it, which means we're going to get a lot more users and it's going to be a lot more powerful. So one of the other thing, the way it works too, is because it's working with mobile devices and it's working with not only Windows, but it's also on the Apples. It's on all Apple devices. We've got the apps up in the app stores already, so you can download it and put it on your phones, your tablets, everything. What it does, it will geolocate where your business is. Like you put the address in of your website, your business, and it puts the geo markers on it. And what it does, it looks for our devices that are within a 5-mile circle. And any device that's within 5 miles of your business address is going to hammer it. It's going to hit it like, all of those are going to hit it first. And then it's going to move out in 5-mile increments, 5-mile concentric circles. And it's going to hit it less and less as it goes out. So it's going to look so natural. There's no way someone could tell that this was not real. It's real user devices. It's based on exactly what Google looks for. The reason that it's so hard to rank today for a small company is brand recognition. If you look at most of the major keyword searches, they're full of brands. It's all major brands. And it's because people run brand search. They naturally associate a brand with a keyword. And nobody does that for small businesses. So the big corporations have a huge advantage over you guys. It's almost back to the days of like advertising on TV. The little guy couldn't afford it, couldn't afford to play the game. So that has naturally happened now with SEO. So this tool is going to level the playing field. It's going to put the power back to the little guys. So hopefully this thing will help you guys out. If anybody is in it, we're going to transition you over into the new version. If anybody is not in it, you might want to consider that. It's not a free tool. It's a paid tool because it was very expensive to develop, and it costs us a lot of money to run it on a monthly basis because of the size of the network and the horsepower that we need behind it to drive it. So that's going to be available. I'm going to probably do a webinar on it here very soon. So if anybody wants to get in on that, I'll let you guys all know. But if anybody is in the group and you want to be a beta tester, I have availability for beta testers right now if you want to get in on it and play with it and get access to the new tool. It's pretty awesome. All right, guys, let's see. Gary says, how will Rainmaker help me when I am looking to go national with my service? All you have to do is rank for a national keyword. Russ said the easy button there. Yeah, this is about as close as I could get to giving you an easy button for SEO. Anybody that's known me for any length of time knows that if you can't automate it, I don't have much interest in it. And SEO has really gotten to the point where it's pretty damn hard to automate at this point because you've got to just create good stuff. You've got to create a good quality user experience. So as far as I know, it is the only tool available that actually games the Google algorithm for RankBrain, the artificial intelligence, where we have the ability to train that monster. So pretty cool stuff. Andrew wants to know if it's in the UK. Yes, we are going to have some affiliate partners that are in the UK this time. We did not, in the first version of Rainmaker, it was 99% US based. But we've got a couple affiliate partners both in Australia that is going to be promoting it and also in the UK, and I'm looking for others. I've got one in Spain possibly, and a couple that I know in Europe, in London, that are probably going to be willing to do it too. I may even reach out to the Black Hat World community. I know there's a lot of them in Europe, and so yeah, we are going to spread this one out to the world for sure. This one's going to go big. So, all right. Andy wants to know, can I be an affiliate? Absolutely. You guys all can be affiliates of anything that I do. So I just set up a new affiliate page for anybody that wants to promote this group, this membership. If you want to promote the ACT program, I know you guys see the value of being in here. So if there's anybody that you know that could be this could be a benefit to them, it absolutely makes sense for you to let them know and to get the affiliate commissions off that. So for sure. And again, I'll send you guys an email on that. I'll give you the links to the new affiliate program if you want to sign up, and it'll get you your links, and you're more than welcome to promote. All right. Ted wants to know if I want to mention pricing of the Rainmaker. We have not really locked in the pricing yet, but here's what we're thinking. Here's kind of an overview of what we're considering. Is the light version of it being $47 a month, and basically that would get you access to promote between 1 and 3 domains. The pro version would allow you to promote up to 20 domains, and that one will be around $97 a month. So we're keeping it very, very reasonable. We're also going to have an agency version where you could white label it if you want to do it for clients and have your logo on it. Be able to give them the reports with, with your logo on it. And that one will be probably $197, and there'll probably be a $500 setup fee to do the white label. So that's kind of what we're thinking as far as pricing at this point. So again, keeping it very affordable. We want a lot of people in this because the more that's in it, the more powerful it's going to become. And that is a great service to be able to offer to, local businesses as well as national businesses. If you can do SEO for them, here's the problem nowadays with SEO. You can do all the on-page in the world. You can do it as good as anyone else. You can do link building, and none of that's going to work ultimately if you don't have good content. And the problem is when you're working with companies, if you're doing SEO as a service, the companies are going to be a pain in your ass. They're not going to want to comply. They're not going to want to create good content. They're not concerned with putting their best marketing efforts forward on their website to help you get the site to stick. All your on-page stuff and your linking and all that will get you on the radar, but it won't make you stick. If you don't have a click-through ratio that Google's happy with, if you've got too high a bounce rate, if you don't have enough time on site, eventually they're going to drop you off the first page and you'll probably never return. To give you an idea, most sites in the top 3 now have an average time on site of 3 minutes plus. So if you look at your Google Analytics and your average time on site is not 3 minutes plus, you're in danger. If you've got too high a bounce rate, you're in danger. If your click-through ratio is not high enough, you're in danger of falling off the map. And what you're going to get replaced with is big brands. You're going to get replaced with big brands that have brand recognition, brand searches, navigational searches, and higher times on site. That's just the reality of the SEO game at this point. So Rainmaker is here to level that playing field. So, if they don't comply, you can still get them the rank so that you can still get paid from them and they'll be happy. If they were smart, they'd be a lot happier if they'd made money, made their sites convert, but there's nothing we can do about that. We're kind of at the whim of their mercy of what they'll do for us on their own business side. So, all right, guys, any last minute questions here before we cut out? I've kept you guys on here way more than an hour at this point.
Okay.
I apologize.
So I'm a little bit confused though. You say that we're going to go to the news site on the Kartra, and I go to InternetDominators.com, access signed in. Is that not Kartra or not? Am I at the right site for you?
I actually have 2 different ones. If you look at the address in the URL bar, if it's got InternetDominators.com/access and
Correct.
something, that's the old site.
Okay. This one says access/act.
Okay, yeah, that's the old version. So
Okay.
what I can do, I can get you a new link that you can sign up to get into the new one, and then we'll cancel that one out for you.
Please do. I'm ready.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
I'll send that over to you. All right, so yeah, any of you guys, if you log into your membership and it says InternetDominators.com/access and then whatever else, that is the old membership. So if you want to get into the new one and see all the new cool stuff, just let me know. Send me an email. I'll send you the new link, and then we'll get you moved over so you can get access to all the cool new toys. All right, guys. Last shot here before we wrap up.
Oh, John, I did it. I got Thunderbird activated, but I have to say something on your video that you sent.
Uh-huh.
You didn't mention activate Thunderbird extension to your Firefox. I didn't have Thunderbird in my Firefox, and then I went through and found out how to do it. But that might be a heads up, that a preamble. If you do not have Thunderbird, you have to have Thunderbird and then follow the process to the mailbox.
Gotcha. Yeah, Thunderbird is the Firefox mail. That's correct.
Right, but I didn't have that, and I was going crazy trying to find it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I should have named it Thunderbird, not Firefox, because it is the Thunderbird protocol.
Right. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I will fix that up in the video and get that handled. All right, guys. Have a great week. I'm going to be off on a cruise for most of next week, but I do get back Thursday morning, so I should be back here in time for our call. So get your questions ready, and I won't have anything prepared. It'll just be an open Q&A next week. So come on with your questions, and we will get down to it. All right, guys. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week.